Let's be real guys, Disney has made some questionable decisions in the last few years. In fact, let's be honest, it's basically just the evil mega corporation in every film ever at this point. Disney adults, just don't come for me, please, I beg.
No. Wait.
Anyway, so I just finished my first playthrough of the recently released Epic Mickey Rebrushed, and I have to say, wow, what a game. But as I was thinking of ideas of how to do this video on Epic Mickey Rebrushed, it came to me that this game came out at such a perfect time, and I thought, why is that? So this is how Epic Mickey Rebrushed makes so much sense right now. Now before we go any further, if you like licensed tie-in games, Disney, nostalgia, all of it, this place is perfect for you, so you may as well subscribe. So this video will be broken up into 3 sections, which are the 3 reasons I think this game makes so much sense right now, and is just so good. So let's start out with the obvious one, nostalgia. Now, we can talk about nostalgia with Epic Mickey in 2 different ways. Nostalgia within the game and nostalgia for the game. So let's start with for the game. So the original Epic Mickey launched in November 2010, everywhere except Japan, where it launched in 2011. This game was a Nintendo Wii exclusive. The game during its lifespan sold just over 3 million copies worldwide, with the bulk of those sales coming from America, some from Europe, and just a tiny bit from everywhere else. Japan, there was barely any sales at all, the game was not notable there whatsoever. Anyway, so the other day I was doom scrolling through TikTok being unable to do anything else with my time, and I came across a video where someone described Wii games as retro. And honestly, it made me feel sick as a 24-year-old man hearing retro and Wii in the same sentence. Ugh, God. But the reality is, these games are becoming retro. As much as that pains me to say, they are, which is where the nostalgia for Epic Mickey stems from. The Wii was such an iconic console that everyone who had one will definitely argue that the games on that were the best, to death. The amount of discussions I've had with people where the argument has been Mario Kart Wii is the best one when it objectively isn't, or New Super Mario Bros. Wii is the best Mario platformer when it objectively isn't. And why is that? It's nostalgia. It clouds everything. In the same vein, I think Super Mario Sunshine is the best 3D Mario, and
What did he say?
let's face it, it's really not, but it's that nostalgia I have for it that clouds my judgment. Anyway, my point is, the nostalgia for this era of gaming for people in their 20s to early 30s is at an all-time high right now. And remaking a game that was originally an exclusive to the Wii and making it available to a much larger audience, just wow, of course that makes sense. But on top of this, there's also the nostalgia within the game itself. The whole game is built around forgotten and old Disney stuff. Of course it's going to send Disney fans crazy, of course there's going to be nostalgia for it. To travel between the worlds of the game, you have to do a platforming level based off of an old cartoon. I mean hell, even Oswald himself being in the game is nostalgic. Now, I'd be lying if I said I understood every reference that this game makes to old school Disney, especially on Mickey Junk Mountain with how much memorabilia there is there, but every time I saw something, I still thought, wow, that's really cool. Okay, so next up we have to talk about the state of Disney as a company at the moment. Now, I know we briefly touched on this at the beginning, but I feel like the reputation of Disney as a company has fallen so far in recent years. In their movies department, you've obviously got the failing MCU multiverse saga, you've got all the Star Wars issues with the Acolyte and everything else, and not only that, you've just got soulless live-action remake after soulless live-action remake, and them just really putting aside anything new or creative. Mix this in with about 8 million Disney Plus spin-off shows that no one actually really cares about, they're not having a great time at the moment. Now, I'm not saying it's all bad, there's parts of the MCU, parts of Star Wars, and parts of Disney's films that I have enjoyed, and there have been some good releases like Inside Out 2, but this has been the exception to the rule of a generally middling era of film. So aside from just a really mid-range of films, they've also had quite a few controversies, even some this year. Now, you probably briefly saw me mention the lawsuit at the start of the video, and oh boy, did they really lose the favour with the internet on this one. How could they possibly think in their right mind that denying someone a lawsuit because they signed up for a Disney Plus trial over a wrongful death was an acceptable publicity move to make. They have since withdrawn this, but that was quite recently, and it took them quite a while to back down from it, which is just disgusting really when you think about it. It would be like if I got run over by an Uber driver, and then when we went to sue them, they said, no, you signed up for a trial of Uber One like 3 years ago, so get fucked. It's just insane, absolutely insane. Now, aside from this, there's also been all the controversies with working conditions over at Pixar and the big crunch they had to make to get Inside Out 2, and so on and so forth. There's just a lot going on. The parks have price hikes all the time, they're getting so expensive, and overall they just don't really seem like they know what they're doing. My other point is their video games recently have been lacking a bit of soul, I have to say. They launched 2 games with Gameloft quite recently, which is Disney Dreamlight Valley and Disney Speedstorm. Now, I have played both of these games, and don't get me wrong, I like both of these games, but at launch, they were soulless cash grabs, especially Disney Speedstorm. There were so many currencies, so many loot boxes, it was absolutely disgusting. And the worst part was you actually paid for the game when it first came out because it was early access. Disney Dreamlight Valley wasn't so much a cash grab, I just thought it was lacking a lot in content and variety. It was very boring gameplay. And then on top of this, they've also got all the classic Disney mobile games like Magic Kingdoms, Disney's Mirrorverse, so on and so forth. They're all very bland, they all want your money, and they don't care how they get it. Okay, that's my Disney rant over, I apologise everyone. If you've made it this far in the video, please comment "The mouse owns my soul" in the comments down below. So with the copious amounts of controversy and issues over at Disney, this game really came out at a perfect time because they could really use some good street cred right now. Anyway, for our final segment of the video, we have to talk about the game itself. Graphically, this game looks fantastic. It's the overhaul this game needed. It did look really good on the Wii, but on modern consoles and PCs, it looks absolutely fantastic. And not only does the game look fantastic, it plays fantastically as well. Platforming was a little bit awkward in the original Wii version. You had a slightly unresponsive camera with some iffy controls, but that's been completely fixed now. The camera, I never had an issue with once. The platforming is a joy to go through. They've added a dash button so that you can keep some momentum, as that wasn't in the original game, and it fits so well. It made everything so much easier to control. Especially during the 2D platformer sections between the worlds, oh my god, it was so much easier to reach the heights that I couldn't before with a little bit of a run-up. The other thing that's so much easier now the Wii isn't involved is the lack of motion controls when you're using the paintbrush. I'm going to assume the Switch version probably still has this as a feature because obviously the Joy-Cons can use motion, but on every other platform, I don't think it's a thing, and that's great. Obviously I played this on PC, so to use the mouse to control a paintbrush was just fantastic. I completely forgot about the horrors of motion controls for the 10 or so hours that I've played so far. Oh, fantastic. Now, we do have to remember that this is, of course, a kids game, and what the original release of this game did was introduce morality systems in games to those kids. And let's be fair to it, it did it pretty well. A lot of games have complex morality systems these days, especially a lot of the bigger RPGs like Mass Effect. Some of them are a bit simpler, like in Fable, but they're still there. And this game's morality system of using the paint or the thinner is just so perfectly done, and it's not obnoxious either. And of course, again, Epic Mickey Rebrushed has the opportunity to introduce that morality system to a new generation of kids. These quality of life improvements are reflected in the game's new Metascore. The original score for it on Metacritic was 73 out of 100, which put it in the mixed or average category. Depending on which platform you're playing it on now, it will range anywhere between about 76 to 80, which puts it in the generally positive category, which is just great to see. I know it's not that big of an increase, but that's what these remakes are all about. Improving on the original game, making it look better, and making it more accessible to a modern audience, whilst not forgetting what the original was all about. So overall, these are the 3 biggest things that make Epic Mickey Rebrushed make so much sense right now. The game scratches that nostalgic itch in my brain. It puts Disney in a slightly better light just because of all the positivity around the game, and the remake as a game itself has so many improvements and quality of life updates that you can't not like it. So if you have not already picked up a copy of this game for whatever platform you want to play it on, I would highly recommend you do. Having played through this game on my PC in a higher quality resolution with better frame rate than the Wii, Oh my god, it was just such an experience, and getting to do it on stream, sharing it with some of you guys as well, it was just so fun, so much fun. So that's all I've got time for today, so thank you very much for watching. As always, don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you have not done so already, and tap the bell for notifications of all my uploads. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Help me find.